All right, everybody. It's us again. It's been a while for Super, but our
Yep.
thought process, as I'm sure you can appreciate, is the fact that we were, holding off from the Battle of the Gods episodes from here on because we just ended up kind of rehashing what happened in the movie and just kind of complaining about how it was stretched out. So instead of complaining every single week, now we're just gonna complain one big time. So.
Yeah. So basically, first thing is the fact that yes, it was stretched out to no end.
Hmm.
Like it in certain aspects, yeah. In certain scenes, it made it that the stretching out actually helped the fight, make it seem more grandeur and
Right.
better. But in other parts, it was just like you're wasting our time.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
it was just like how many times is Goku just gonna keep, falling, almost burning up in the Earth's gravity or atmosphere, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm not done yet.
I think it was like 3 or 4 times.
It was just getting too repetitive, and
And the whole idea of like how many different beam struggles did they have?
enough.
Like not enough or too much. Like the fact that the fact that their normal physical clashes as well as their energy clashes had the potential to destroy the universe just because they couldn't properly clash, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
And then by the end, none of that mattered at all. Like all of a sudden,
Because
even though they weren't equal, again, it was just
even though Beers said, quote unquote, said so, it was only to a lie, thank God,
not
that
to mention like their clash at the end was not of equal power, but and yet it didn't do like that wave thing. It was
yeah,
like
that was kind of weird.
they just kind
And they're
of
like,
like said, "Fuck this. We did it
fuck the
once."
yeah, screw what happened in the last episode.
Hmm.
This is Goku's umpteenth win, so it's like, okay, it's, and you know what? Here's an interesting, funny thought for you. Given the fact that this fight was stretched out in this the course of this fight, it was stretched out and it was stretched out to showcase, the power behind these two individuals. And just now, isn't it kind of odd that Dragon Ball Super came out this fight happened after a certain video set of
Hmm.
videos came out, and now suddenly Goku's getting these interesting feats of strength.
Oh yeah.
And if any of you are out on the internet at all, which you are since you are watching this video, you know
Hmm.
what I mean. It seems kind of interesting that after the second, both times, Goku getting his butt kicked by Superman in Screw Attack's death battle, that suddenly Goku's the retelling of the Battle of Gods fight suddenly has Goku performing bigger feats of strength.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be a funny coincidence, or it could be that Akira Toriyama and Toei is like taking offense at Screw Attack's videos.
Yeah. I was kind of like the first time I saw that like wave like thing that was like gonna destroy the universe. I'm like, oh god, the fanboys are just gonna never give up. It's
Yeah,
like
and
I
that's
had a
what
King of Lightning moment there.
what it goes where you like just got out of your chair and just walked around the room.
No, where anything that happens to Zoro, he's like, oh god, the fanboys are just gonna go
Oh
off,
yeah,
instead of judging it by what actually happened in the thing.
yeah, because I mean, in retrospective now, because of these events, and if they continue to do stuff like this for future arcs, once again the fandom's gonna be like, oh, we want Goku to face off against Superman for a third time because now we know more about his. I
Hmm.
mean, it was their second fight shouldn't have happened yet. I mean, because of the whole idea that they used forms that we didn't even know the full potential of.
Right.
So it didn't make sense that they did it so soon anyway. But now they're like, oh well, we want to. He doesn't have any new forms. It's just different. It's just now
Yeah.
we know more information. They're not gonna do it again unless unless everybody requests it, and even then, it's not a possibility
No, it's because
because
like
at
Screw
the
Attack basically has it in their heads that Superman has no limits, so it doesn't matter how strong Goku is going to get at this point.
because
Like,
well, that's the whole point reasoning behind their finality to that.
hmm
Their second battle was the fact that it doesn't matter that Goku can surpass any limits. Superman has no limits,
which is
so
not exactly true, but
which
whatever.
isn't true at all. Because Superman just comes up with new powers to surpass his previous limits, just like Goku comes up with new levels of strength to surpass the limits his previous limits.
Yeah.
So it's like it would be in essence an actually limitless, an endless battle. Because whoever would win one time would lose the next time because the other person surpasses their previous limits to overcome their opponent the next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Needless to say, it's just people just need to give it a rest because it's overdone. It's been overdone since like 2009. Okay, just let it go. Just fucking drop it.
All right. Can we just say that it? That's why I feel it's just at this point it's like okay, both sides they're equal because one they'll just both come up with new ways to surpass the other. Plain and simple. So with that in mind, I felt like they just wasted way too much time trying to add feats to Goku just so they can make him seem better. Now, granted, we don't know, we can't actually say that for sure. It's just our theory that they were trying to make him seem better for a fight against Superman.
Yeah, it seems a bit fishy. We'll at least say that much. You know?
As for some of the other stuff, like okay, some of the other stuff, like it wasn't all like bad. Like I liked the build up for my Bulma was built up a little better and was like it seemed a little more impactful
Yeah.
to a certain degree as
hmm
opposed to the movie. Um,
I can agree with that. I just don't think that I don't think that like the actual thing was as good as it could have been
yeah,
because
uh,
like if you the Super Saiyan 3 thing aside, like I'm not even going to talk about that because that was a dick tease, but that aside, um like the good thing like in Battle of the Gods, he just like yeah, the build up was better in Super, but in Battle of the Gods, he just exploded with anger and then just beat the shit out of Beerus. Like in this, like yeah, the build up was nice, but then it stayed too slow. Like he didn't just explode with anger. Like he kept gaining more power. It's like the point of that was like he was just supposed to explode with anger and just go right after him. So it's like they kind of like screwed up the integrity of that a little bit.
yeah, and then you have the whole what was it? The ceremony, the ritual to summon the god was like it was drawn out unnecessarily for an entire episode.
hmm Yeah,
But
the scenery was better. Yeah,
the scenery, the whole scenery behind it was better.
yeah, it was beautiful, but it's a shame it had to be wasted on that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, and then there was that like, but then again, it comes back to the whole pacing thing with, oh, then he spends an entire episode of them just beginning to play around. Then they do an episode of them playing around. Then they start to get somewhat serious. Then they get a little more serious. Then they get almost fully serious, and then they finally get completely serious.
hmm
And it's like, come on, really?
Yeah, it was too much.
It was just too much blowing, stretching it out. And like it, So other than pretty basically, the main difference they put forth was that the fight lasted longer.
Hmm.
That was pretty much it. Everything else pretty much stayed the same with some few minor details changed.
Yeah. Like instead of Vegeta doing the karaoke singing, he did the takoyaki thing. Like that. I thought
You
both were
could there.
funny, but whatever. I don't
They
know.
also had the idea of it being on a ship instead of at Belma's house.
Right.
So
Which
it's
I
like
think
there
makes
was
a little bit more sense actually. I actually like that better because there's nobody in the way.
yeah, but like just this whole idea that they just make that they've only made these like minor changes
Hmm.
and then kept pretty much everything else the same. Granted, I did like how the entire in the entirety of the fight, the entire time it makes it look like Vegeta is able to actually follow the fight, especially when he is able to when he catches Goku. It's like, oh, he knew immediately.
Yep.
Granted, at that point he was able to be sensed, but still, it's like it looked like he was following the fight.
Yeah, like the most definitive moment for me was when he basically told like everybody like it's okay. Like when he didn't he like shoot like a little key blast or
Oh
whatever.
no, yeah, because Piccolo was gonna have Whis stop the fight.
Yeah, he
Wanted
was
to
like,
have,
nah, it's okay, because he could definitely sense that Goku's power hadn't gone away.
yeah. So
Like he was even more observant than Beerus in that moment, because everybody else thought that it was gone.
yeah, so it does bring up the question: did he gain some sort of boost from being a part of the ceremony?
Yeah,
And if that's the case, where's everybody else, all the other Saiyans boost?
they're not ready. They're unworthy.
Yet at the end, and then you had that whole odd scene of like at the end where Goku's like, "Okay, Vegeta, your turn," and then Vegeta's like, "I don't want it. I'll surpass it on my own."
Mm-hmm. Because
I'm
it almost
like,
seems like it's like I wonder if that was just an allusion to like I already got it. I don't need to go through it. I don't know. I don't know.
who knows? Or he somehow thinks he's gonna attain God Keith just through training.
Which actually might happen just because he might have just unlocked like that ritual might have unlocked the potential at least. I don't know.
Who
Which is why he
knows?
was able to sense it. I mean, that could also hold true for Gohan.
But but then there's that whole idea that oh his potential was unlocked. Like some people are like saying, see the one thing I irks me about that whole idea of his potential being unlocked is that's a load of bullshit. That whole idea that oh once his potential was unlocked by old Kai, that is the strongest he could ever be. And that's a load of bullshit because if he would have immediately continued training after the Buu saga, he would have gotten stronger, obviously. So it stands to reason that he could also have the potential to become a god. So it's not like oh, because if old Kai's ritual had the potential to actually unlock your full potential, no matter then Goku. Then he could have performed it on Goku, and Goku would have become a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan right then and there,
Yeah.
and would have dusted Boo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that, you know, I mean, the full potential is as they are now. Like, for
What their bodies
example,
are fully capable of at that point in time.
right, which is why Gohan didn't turn into Ultimate Gohan when Super Kami Guru unlocked him, you know?
Or when he unlocked his potential through rage against Cell.
Mm, right. But obviously, what he was capable of when the Grand Kai unlocked him was Ultimate Gohan, and I mean, I'm assuming like at this point he's obviously not as strong as he was, but um, you know, whatever. I mean,
I'm sure old
as a
Kai could just do it on him again, and he'd be
yeah,
Ultimate Gohan again.
yeah, and like
Cause
Grand Kai or whatever, like obviously that would be, the capabilities as a Saiyan, not as a God Saiyan. So
yeah, I mean, if like now that Goku has God Ki, if he were to have his potential unlocked, it would be insane. It would be insane
hmm
because his new potential, his new hidden potential would be immense.
seemingly limitless, like
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta.
So the idea is, so that's pretty. I mean, that's like I mean, as so that's pretty much everything. I mean, about this adaptation of the Battle of Gods movie is that it was slow paced. At certain times, it was good. The stretching was good for the plot, whereas most of the time it was bad.
Yeah,
It went through very many it roller coastered through between good and bad of terms of the quality of anime art and animation.
yeah, big time.
So I mean, as a first impression of the new series, it's it just seems at this point like a cash grab,
Yeah.
and it seems as if we're going to be heading into the uh, Resurrection F arc in the coming weeks.
Mm.
So, will that? How different will that be? Who knows? I mean, if you read the manga adaptation of Dragon Ball Super, it states that friggin' Shampa's been involved, but the anime hasn't had him involved
Right.
at all. So it's doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea what they're doing.
Exactly. So real it where and apparently, Shampa's going to be heavily involved in the manga more
hmm
in the coming arc.
Right.
So possibly being the person who trains Frieza up.
Right.
And if that is the case, well then that's something that they have to include in the anime, or else it still won't make sense. Like the way like Champa's involvement in the Battle of Gods arc in the manga was just like non-existent. He was just in the universe.
hmm
So who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
But overall, I would say it was a. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, but you've seen the movie, I honestly you could just gloss over this arc.
Yeah. You literally can gloss over this arc. I mean, you're really not going to miss anything. I mean, you'll
Yeah,
get some things that, but nothing that's probably going to be that important to the story in the long run.
yeah,
But yeah, like if any of you watched my summer anime season like review, you'll know that I literally put this as the bottom, like of all 8 things that I watched during the summer. So
yeah,
like this. I mean, I know a lot of people are still happy with Super, which perplexes me. But you know what? I mean, it's their opinion. Whatever. I'm not gonna go any further with that. So
yeah. I
so
mean,
yeah.
so not really that much we can
Nah.
further say. It's just was bad.
Yeah.